The shooter, who killed 3 people, including 2 children and a man in his 20s, used an assault-type rifle when he opened fire on a California food festival this weekend. The gunman injured 15 others. Those dead include a 6-year-old boy and 13-year-old girl. Officials say the motive for the mass shooting at the Gilroy Garlic Festival remains unknown. Then police are still investigating if there is a second suspect. Today, President Trump spoke out against the violence.
We express our deepest sadness and sorrow for the families who lost a precious loved one in the horrific shooting last night in Gilroy, California. While families were spending time together at a local festival, a wicked murderer opened fire and killed 3 innocent citizens, including a young child. We grieve for their families, and we ask that God will comfort them with his overflowing mercy and grace.
And joining us by Skype now is Christian Heyne, Vice President of the Brady Campaign to Prevent Gun Violence. Christian, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You know, another mass shooting. What does your group advocate is the fix here?
Well, look, the Gilroy shooting is indicative of a really broad problem and frankly a uniquely American problem that we have with gun violence in this country. I think, you know, what we are dealing with is a really complex issue that has a comprehensive solution. So, you know, I don't want to get into details and what we can do to prevent any one shooting. What I want to do is save the most lives we can. And the fact is, you know, 36,000 people are dying every year because of access to weapons, and there's so many common sense, common ground solutions we can be working towards that will save lives every single day, and that includes background checks. That includes things like extreme risk protection orders, and it certainly includes things like high-capacity magazine bans and assault weapons bans.
Christian, the San Francisco-based Giffords Law Center gave California an A grade in its annual scorecard, citing California's gun law as the strongest in the country. After Gilroy, though, critics would say that it's a sign that not even the strongest laws on the books are foolproof when it comes to preventing gun violence.
Yeah, you make a fantastic point. And as we heard law enforcement say today at the press conference, the gunman didn't buy his firearms in California. His firearms were purchased in Nevada. The reality of the situation is we know that California isn't an island. And if we really want to address this national epidemic that we have, this national crisis that we have, we need some federal standards, some federal laws that will make it more difficult for dangerous people to get access to deadly weapons. And we know what those solutions are. And I think that this shooting, as horrific as it is one of many that happened this weekend that just show the dire need that we have to have stronger laws.
So your group's goal is to reduce gun violence by 25% by the year 2025. Christian, how realistic is that goal, and is it truly bipartisan?
I certainly think that it is. If you look at the states that have stronger laws that we know that work, you know, things like extreme risk laws, things like background checks, universal background checks, and the common sense policies that Americans just overwhelmingly support. You know, they are consistently polled 80, 90%, and even, you know, have broad support from gun owners, from NRA members, and frankly, from a number of NRA members who don't feel like the NRA themselves and the NRA leadership are voicing what it is that they do want. I don't think there's very many people, if anybody in this country, that is advocating in support of gun violence, and I think we know what the common sense solutions are to tackle this big problem.
All right, Christian Heyne, we thank you so much. It's great to have you today.
Thank you very much.